When it comes to those quintessentially Australian traits that we all know and love, our regional rural women have them in droves. Pure grit, resilience, tenacity, but above all, kindness. And it's a kindness that serves our remote communities well. It's a kindness that knows no bounds. Meet Nadine Tipping. She's delivered babies in the pitch black via torchlight. She's the first on the scene amid major emergencies. She's landed on dirt airstrips in the middle of the night to be by a patient's bedside in their hour of need. It's all in a day's work for Nadine. This 44-year-old is a flight nurse with Careflight, but she's also the embodiment of the kind of humanity that you can only find in our nation's regions.
I work as part of 25 nurses who respond to medical emergencies, traumas, obstetrics, so women having babies. We cover an area of 600 kilometres up here in the top end, so we can provide basically an intensive care unit in the air. So anybody requiring advanced medical treatment similar to what would be provided in an intensive care unit can basically be provided here on the aircraft.
The further you go from the city, it is a long way from the kind of medical care that people in the city take for granted. But Nadine works to bridge that divide, making sure that our rural mates aren't deprived of what all Aussies deserve, the best start to a life possible.
So it was late at night. We responded to a family who lived on a property. On arrival, the mum was sitting in the front seat and quickly established that she was in advanced labour. And the furthest I could get her to was the stretcher on the ground outside the aircraft. So we proceeded to deliver the baby by torchlight, and thankfully everything went well, and we had a beautiful baby boy born that night. It's one of the highlights of the job to be able to bring life into the world. Obviously we see lots of spectrums from life through to, unfortunately, we do witness death as well, but being able to be there at the beginning of life and provide that support to that mum at that time, which I can imagine would have been a very scary situation, not being near a hospital and wondering how everything was going to go for her. So being able to provide that support for her was, very valued.
Nadine is just one of the awesome women that have been recognised in this year's Shine Awards, which are backed by the Weekly Times and Harvey Norman. The awards started because of two fantastic Australian women, the Weekly Times' Penny Fowler and Harvey Norman CEO Katie Page. They wanted to raise the profile of women in rural and regional Australia, and they have succeeded in droves.
We wanted to shine a light on rural and regional women around the country who do really extraordinary work in their communities. We run a 12-week campaign for the Shine Awards, and we have all these amazing stories of people that we sort of run throughout. These women are just doing amazing things in their community. They're unsung heroes, and they really are the backbones of their communities, and we just really enjoy being able to shine a light on them.
It also shows each year what you're dealing with. This year it's drought, bushfires and coming into COVID, so it's very reflective also of what's happening in the community.
This year nominations for the Shine Awards flooded in from far and wide. More than 300 stories were a testament of how bloody brilliant our regional women are. There was Susie Evans, who lost her only son to suicide and is now using all the strength she has to raise regional mental health awareness. There's Simone Dudley, who established Therapy Connect, a telehealth service which connects families in remote areas with psychological help and therapy. Luana Blackley, a kidney specialist nurse who runs a dialysis unit up on Palm Island. And the woman who won this year's Shine Award is the inspirational Carmel Beresford. And there are plenty of local heroes too. Like here in Darwin, Nadine is the local hero that Darwinians rely on and turn to when they need a helping hand. The personification of good that makes us proud of our regional Aussie heroes.
I love what I do, and I love being able to provide care to rural and remote people. When you're bringing a critical patient who's hanging on death's door basically, and when you hear that they've had a positive outcome at the end of it, and knowing that you've played a part in that and getting them back to their community.